think about it day and night. I feel like a king, oh yeah. And baby, can't help but stare. Such a rush, baby. Oh, when you touch me, baby. Such a rush, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and dolls, cats and chicks, you're listening to Viva ENT. This is Johnny the Capo, your host. I'm here in the studio with my co-host, Mr.
Devin the Music Dude.
Devin the Music Dude.
Hey, Music Dudes!
And the greatest producer in all of the world, Mr.
Hey, it's Eric.
CC Rider. Woo-hoo! Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Viva ENT, keeping rock, pop, and soul alive, for sure, and the blues. Our special guest today is one of the coolest artists that I recently met. Her name is Jetta Smith. Jetta, say hello to Seattle.
Hey there, Seattle. Good to meet you.
Yeah, it's good to have you on the show. And
thanks, Johnny.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, welcome to Viva ENT.
You know, Jetta was at Pirates Cove with her jazz trio last Saturday, and I got to say, Jetta, that I really, really enjoyed the show.
Good.
The two cats that you're playing with, what's their names, by the way?
So my jazz guitarist is Michael McQuigg, and my tall bass player is, I call him Stephen Eyebrows Mustino.
Cool. Well, they're both excellent musicians, and they really play that style.
They really are amazing.
And you really excelled that night vocally. You really were on top of note for note. You were really good that night.
Oh, thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that.
Which I'm sure you always are, but
I love it.
I hope there's a video of that somewhere.
Oh, well, I think we should have took a video. I know that the guy that does the music down there, Sonny's probably got a little bit, but I'll make sure you get to see some, Devin.
Because I go and video bands almost every night.
Yeah.
Videoed Paul McCartney a couple times last week, but I go to bars and anywhere there's shows, I'm there with my camera.
Yeah, Devin is our video dude. We should have called you at the beginning of the show.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, he's got how many videos you got?
1,900 on the YouTube channel and more coming every day.
Yeah,
wow.
He's quite. I wish that we had him in Ocean Shores shooting for North Beach Community TV, because he's already polished and ready to go.
There's so much happening in Seattle and Bellevue in this area. So
yeah, we'll get him down there one day in the summer, I hope.
Oh, it's happening. Yeah, I'm coming down.
So Jetta, you got the jazz trio, which I really dig, and you're also a member of the SR 109 band. Tell our listeners about your band and what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I'd love to. Well, I was invited to join these players in Ocean Shores, and we really enjoy each other's company. We have fun, and our focus, Johnny, is blues and rock. Cool. And we
right up my alley.
Yeah, I think most people like blues. So the guys, we'll tell you a little bit about the guys. Steve Travis is our drummer, and he comes from a 30-year history with Boeing.
Wow.
And he's been playing drums all his life. And our bass player, Tom Thompson, has a history as a police officer, a registered nurse, and currently he's Grays Harbor County coroner. And Johnny Nygaard, again, has been playing his whole life. Yeah, I mean, these guys are, not only are they great players, but they've had a professional career that's pretty impressive. Johnny Nygaard is an accountant, and all of us play a lot. Myself, I'm a retired Chanel makeup artist. On top of that, I've started some businesses, and I played professionally down in Portland with several bands too, and a little tiny stint in Paris.
And you're
wow,
and you're a musician too.
Yeah, Yeah, so I play keys and vocals. All the guys are vocalists also. So, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And you're playing it not in Paris and Las Vegas, actual Paris and France.
I got to play in Paris, France. It was a night I will never forget.
Right on.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Matter of fact, I'm planning to go to Paris soon.
Really?
It's beautiful.
That's news to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You're always doing something.
I'm thinking about it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the show that you and I are a part of, the May 28th concert. Tell our listeners what you know on your end.
Well, we've partnered together with the local cable TV station and some great folks there are helping us put this together. We're excited to have the opportunity to play with your band, Johnny Capo and the Bad Boys.
That's the Capo, dear. The Capo.
Capo. Yeah. That's just a nickname. But so we come on at 8 o'clock, and our band is going to be playing tunes from Linda Ronstadt, Shania Twain,
cool.
The Eagles, Johnny Winter,
wow,
Eric Clapton, George Thorogood, folks like that and more. And so we're going to play till we close the place down.
So it sounds like you got a good mix of rock and blues going that night.
We do. And, the goal really, Johnny, is to have a good time and get people out into the community. It's been such a long stint of, doors closing and no live bands, and you can't have people close to the band. You got to wear a mask. And, I'm so glad that that's all over with. And people can get back involved in live music. It's so important for people's well-being, don't you think?
Oh yeah, it's for me. I've been to. My goal is to go to 100 shows this year. I'm up to like 53, so I'm always going out to bands and you got to engage the community. That's how you meet people. And
yes, yeah, and musicians. Our lifeblood as musicians is to play. I mean, we just want to play. We want, and then secondly, we want people to enjoy music, and it's so important for our spirits to, as a musician, it's important for me to play. I can play for nobody. I can play for myself, and it really feeds my soul. But, I mean, if it feeds my soul, just think of what it does for folks that don't play instruments, and then they watch us play, and they're struck by what we are able to do, but it feeds their soul, too, and that's so important.
Yeah, Devin's a guitar player, singer, and our producer Eric Reidar, he's a guitar player, singer. So we know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, music is like the spice of life, and the spice must flow.
Absolutely,
I like it.
Yeah.
And music. Yeah, it's like, so art decorates space, but music decorates time. So it's essential.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And we're talking today about since you brought up the blues, we're talking the history of the song CC Rider. Are you familiar with that song?
Yeah, but I will add to that I may not be familiar with everything because I have a history in Pentecostalism, so I was not allowed to listen to a lot of music.
Oh, to the older music.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So yeah, tell me more.
Well, my wife was kind of the same thing. When she was young, she wasn't allowed to listen to rock and roll type thing.
But then she cut Footloose?
Yeah, she did. Big time. Well, CC Rider is it's a traditional blues. I think it was maybe originally came out in the 30s or the 40s, Dev?
1924.
In 1924. I know you know the song.
Yes, I do.
And of course, there's been a lot of great versions of it. Matter of fact, you might want to try a version of it yourself with the SR 109 band. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right on.
Who was the first one to do it?
The original was credited to Gertrude Ma Rainey.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
It was a CC Rider blues back then.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
I'm so unhappy. I feel so blue.
Wow. That is raw.
Those are some thick vocal cords.
Yes, ma'am. And of course,
Beautiful.
a lot of artists have done it over the years.
There's over 150 versions of it.
No
So-
kidding.
So, and that version in 2004 got a Grammy Hall of Fame award, and also is in the National Recording Registry of the Library of Congress.
Wow.
And film director Martin Scorsese credited the song with stimulating his interest in music.
Well, I gotta say, it's trippy. Sounds like it comes right out of the 20s or the 30s, and that's what was it?
1924. So yeah,
Oh
the
my
the
gosh.
Roaring 20s,
Oh my
almost
God.
100 years ago.
You know,
Oh, amazing.
you know who does probably one of my very favorite versions is Eric Burden. He's got, yeah. Oh man.
Oh, well, I'm going away, baby.
Oh, right on.
Won't be
Yeah.
back till fall. Oh, yes, I am. Going away, baby. And I won't be
No, I can
back
dance to
till
that.
fall.
And,
Yeah, it's interesting how it evolved over time from being, a 12-bar blues to a rock and roll standard, really, by the 60s.
Yeah.
With the Animals doing a great version.
and then
Very hot.
yeah, and then Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels have a version of it. They did a medley with Johnny Take a Ride. It was called Johnny Take a Ride, and they did a version with CC Ryder and Good Golly Miss Molly, I think, or was that no? That was Jenny. I think it was. The name of the song is Jenny Take a Ride, and the first part was Little Richard's Jenny, and the second part was CC Ryder, and it was really cool. I like Mitch Ryder's voice.
Well, there's also a 1943 version by Wee Bee Booze, and it made the #1 in the Billboard magazine for the
No
year.
kidding.
All right. Don't lose it now.
Okay, here's Mitch Ryder. Oh yeah.
That just puts a smile on my face.
Yeah. It starts out with it starts out with CC Ryder. There you go.
CC Rider, I said, see what you have done now. Oh, see,
CC Ryder.
I said, see what you have done now. I am made me love you. Now, your man has come.
So, Eric, what'd you think about that one?
Yeah, classic rendition.
Yeah.
It's it's interesting how some of these songs become like such standards, that are just done over and over and over again. And sometimes they really change it, and sometimes they just follow the blueprint of somebody else's song. It's kind of like how Louie Louie became such a standard, and it starts off one thing, very kind of a laid back kind of thing. And then becomes somebody does a rock and roll version, and then that becomes the standard that everybody covers going forward.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Quite interesting. Is that the first time you heard that, Jetta?
No, I've heard these tunes absolutely. I really love the history of where these all came from, and the voices are so rich and meaty, and their rhythm and the backbeat and all that is just sensational. I mean,
Yeah, I
wow.
think so. And then I don't know, Eric, if you can get, but the Elvis Presley, best Elvis Presley version. Not that one so much.
This is the live version?
That's a live version. What's that from? Matt, one of the.
This is from 1970 on stage.
Oh, that's it. This is it. This is it. This is it, man. The best version.
He's got like a full orchestra behind him
yeah.
for this.
CC Rider, oh, see what you have done. I said, see, CC Rider, oh, see what you have done. Girl, you made me love you without loving.
What I'll say.
Well, I'm going.
So, when Elvis came on stage, he had it where he could either sing CC Rider or That's All Right Mama. So you never knew which one he was going to do. But most of the time, it was CC Rider.
Mixed it up.
Yeah, because it was, it was the same intro and everything, so you'd have to listen to a couple of Elvis live albums to figure that one out.
Yeah, what a performer he was, huh?
Oh yeah, isn't it? Is it? If you can get on from the album On Stage 1970, it's got a version without the orchestra, which is really marvelous. The album's called On Stage 1970. Oh, no, it's actually called.
Guys.
Huh? Say it again.
Him and a couple guys,
Yeah, On Stage. He's got a really cool version. I don't know if Eric can find that or not, but it's
because it was his opening song. There's so many recordings of it, so many versions. Probably recorded it more than probably any other artist, just because every single show that he did pretty much came out as an album at a certain point.
ZC Rider, what you have done. That's what I say. So, Jetta, you might want to do CC Rider.
One of my favorites that Elvis does with just himself and maybe a couple guys in his background is that one, I'm going up, I'm going down.
Oh,
going
yeah.
Up, down, down, up,
Anywhere you want to let it roll.
That is the sexiest song. Well, of course, anything he does is sexy, right?
Well, actually, I open my show with that song.
My parents play that song too.
Mm-hmm. So when I do the show on May 28th, I'll open with that.
I love it. I love that song.
I've been opening with that for years.
Cool.
It's right in the middle, where people just kind of dig it. You always want to give them something you think they're gonna like, but they always seem to like it for sure.
Mhm. Very cool.
No question about it. So, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Well,
and
thank you, Johnny.
And do you have? I know you're going to be on the show on the 28th. You're going to be at Ocean Pours as well. What's the date on that one?
Got a few dates there. The 28th, as you mentioned. There's one more in between there. May 15th, I'll be at Oyhut.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to do brunch at Oyhut on May 15th. Then there's June 4th, I'll be at Ocean Pours Tap Room in Ocean Shores. And then we've got July 1st, Ocean Pours Tap Room. And these last ones are with the blues band. June 4th, June 1st, Ocean Pours. August 27th, Ocean Pours Tap Room, 6 p.m. September 5, Ocean Pours Tap Room, 6 o'clock. That's one's on Labor Day. So, yeah, several dates in Ocean Shores. It's really there's a lot of great places to play there. A lot of great people that want the music going again.
Yeah, I'll be there on July 4th, and I think one of the Labor Day dates as well.
At Ocean or at the Tap Room.
At the Ocean Pours.
Well, right on.
You got a lot of gigs lined up this summer. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're going to be rocking the shores, baby.
Yeah, we are. We're getting people out, right?
That's right. We're rocking and bluesing and having fun. It's been a long time coming. With the COVID.
That's right.
Live entertainment being down, we're busting out.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We're busting out, baby.
And we'll promote all these shows on the Viva ENT Talk Radio, Rock, Pop, and Soul Facebook group.
Yeah, Jetta's a member of the group, right, Jetta? You're in Viva ENT Talk Radio, Rock, Pop, and Soul.
And I hope you become a subscriber of Devin Creisler Studios on YouTube. That's where
check
find all my band videos.
Check out Devin's videos.
All right.
We might get him out to shoot you guys.
Right on. I'd love that.
So it's a pleasure to have you on Viva ENT. We're gonna get you back on, and I know I'll see you probably this week soon.
I'm sure I'll see you. You betcha. It's been a pleasure, you guys. Thanks so much for inviting me. That's very nice.
It's more than our pleasure. Thanks, Jetta.
You bet. You guys have a great day.
We will, no question.
Rock on.
Rock and roll, baby.
Right on.
Thank you. So, anyway, we're keeping rock popping so alive here on Viva ENT. Week after week, we're now being featured on KOSW 91.3 FM at Ocean Shores every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Here's are some dates that I would like to, some of my May dates. If you're in Ocean Shores area, these are dates that I will be performing. On May 10th, I will be at Pirates Cove from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock hosting the open mic. On May 13th, I'll be at Ocean Pours hosting karaoke. On May 19th, I'll be at Ocean Pours with Johnny and the Bad Boys. May 20th, I will be at Growler's Alley Beer Garden, Seabrook, with Johnny and the Bad Boys. And of course, May 28th, for the benefit concert, I will be there with Johnny and the Bad Boys.
It's gonna be the best May ever. I've been credited as a video playback guy on Three Busy Debras that came out, and I've seen Paul McCartney twice and Flaming Lips, and
You're gonna get famous pretty soon, Devin.
I hope so.
You're already famous in Seattle, but you're liable to get worldwide famous.
I am going to LA in September, so
Okay, keep shooting.
concert announcement. May 20th, Hobo Starseed, Pent Up, Lovejoy Street at the Central Saloon.
Cool.
May 20th is a hotspot for many shows.
Very cool.
Cafe, almost every venue I know is having some kind of show.
Cool.
So, too many shows.
We're back, man. We're back. We're back, Jack, and that's a fact.
Yep. But in kind of other news, it's unfortunate we lost the Spinal Tap drummer, Rick Purnell, a.k.a. Mick Shrimpton.
Yeah.
So, but
yep, he'll be missed for sure.
You know, they lost a lot of drummers.
They did, yeah.
If you watch the movie, that's a running
keep
gag
blowing
in the
up
movie.
or something.
They blow up. Yeah, exactly. But he was the guy that performed on the records, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he was one of the top rockers.
Cool. Very cool. So, Eric, what do you got going for us, Eric?
Well, you know, we were talking about C.C. Reidar here and what a legendary song it is. And I mentioned how, you know, it went from like a blues thing in the 20s to a rock and roll thing. And I was trying to figure out when did that happen, because it's such a drastic difference between, you know, Ma Rainey's version from 1924 to Elvis's version in 1970 with the horns and the orchestra and all that stuff. When did it turn into rock and roll? So I was taking a look, and it looks like Chuck Willis's version from the 40s is considered the rock and roll, the first rock and roll version. So I thought, let's hear a little bit of it.
I've heard that many times.
See, Rider, go see what you has done.
Yeah.
See, Rider, see what you has done. Girl, you made me love you. Now your man has come.
Yeah.
Not quite as like souped up as the later versions, but definitely the arrangement is there.
I've definitely have heard that many times over the years.
That was a number 1 R&B hit and number 12 pop hit in 1957.
Amazing.
By Chuck Willis?
Yes.
No kidding. That's probably why I heard it so much, because it's pretty much an oldie.
And they changed the
it was a R&B number 1. So, you know, wasn't quite in the pop charts, but...
Got a lot of radio play.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, it was the 50s, I guess, when it transformed into more of a rock and roll number. There was some versions in the 40s, too, that did more of a R&B thing. So just interesting to hear that, you know, transition over the years for sure.
And the rebrand of CC instead of SEE.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, the letter CC, yeah.
You mean SEE.
Yeah, it used to be SEE Rider.
Now then it went to CC.
It's CC, yeah.
Yeah, and we even got a writer here, a CC writer here in the studio with us.
That's right, although it's spelled differently, but, you know.
Close.
Let's not let that stop the fun.
Well, the Mitch Ryder, Ryder is spelled RYDER.
That's correct.
In the Detroit Lions.
Mitch Ryder,
Detroit Wheels, sorry. which was part of the medley Jenny Take a Ride, and that reached number 10 in 1965.
Yep, it was a big hit. It was on the radio all the time, and I really like Mitch Reidar. I got to see him in San Diego. A little bitty guy. I shouldn't say that because Bobby was tall as me. But he was really he danced around like James Brown. He had the Little Richard voice, and he did really well for himself. He's out of Detroit.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Laverne Baker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, number 9 and number 30 for pop in 1963.
Yeah, Laverne Baker. She had a lot of hits. Shake a Hand was one of her hits that I really dig. I used to kind of sing that one. I should bring it back. I should put it back.
And different lyrics to each of these versions. If, looking at it,
they all played with it a little bit, I think.
Now, I bet you guys didn't know that Cher also did CC Rider. This is just what a standard
I did not know that.
is.
Well, see, Rider. Well, see what you have done. Whoa, see, Rider. See what you have done. You know you made me love you. Now your
man's gone. What I say?
Well, I'm going to the Hilton. And I know I won't get in. Lord, I'm going to the Hilton. No, I won't get in. But even though, you know I'll still be their friend.
Wow.
That's a pretty decent version, I gotta say.
Yeah. I'm a Cher fan.
Yeah, I like that.
It's trippy. Very trippy.
So in 2018, the Blues Foundation inducted CC Rider into the Blues Hall of Fame as a classic of blues recording. Induction statement noted the song became a standard recorded by countless artists in many genres of hit singles and other versions with blues, soul, jazz, pop, country, and rock performers, and is recognized as a blues standard.
Ooh, I completely agree.
And it probably inspired the movie Easy Rider because Easy Rider was synonymous with CC Rider. So this is
this Laverne?
Now this is B Booze.
I've heard
It's
of her
one of the
too.
early versions.
See what you done, Lord, Lord,
That 20s, 30s?
made me love you. Now you're gal.
Trying to find where. This was 1943.
Yeah.
You made
And this reached number 1 on Billboard Magazine's Harlem Hit Parade, which was a precursor of the Rhythm and Blues chart.
Harlem Hit Parade. Good to know.
and some blues critics consider this to be the definitive version of the song.
No kidding. Right on, brother.
I won't be back to fall.
Yeah. Easy Rider.
And some of the origin of CC was during the American Civil War. It stood for Cavalry Corporal.
No kidding.
So it was Cavalry Corporal Rider.
Wow.
So
Man, there's a lot of rich history to this song.
Well, some sources say that the CC actually refers to either early church circuit traveling preachers who did not have established churches or country circuit riders who were attorneys following a circuit judge. So, I guess it's still up for debate where it originated from, but when you go back that far, you're going to have all different stories for sure.
Well, it had to come from somewhere, that's for sure.
That's right.
Yeah, and I believe it all.
and I bet for every version that's been recorded, there's been hundreds that's been played and lost to time. So.
See,
Yep.
Rider. Wow, amazing.
And yeah, I would like to hear you play that song.
A matter of fact, I'll start doing. I've done it, here, there, and everywhere. It's a great song.
Yeah.
I take off on some rock and guitar with that baby.
Who's this version?
Mitch Reidar.
Yep,
Mitch
you
Rider.
got it.
Gotcha.
Mitch Rider, Detroit Wheels, Jenny, Take a Ride.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think this is all the time we're going to have if we're going to get to another classic interview.
Great, let's do it.
Yeah. Any preference?
I'm thinking I like to do something with Chris Montez.
I was just thinking about Chris Montez. You know, you talked about Paul McCartney recently on the show. I think it was last week on the show you were talking about Paul McCartney. And, of course, Chris Montez, you know, he had several hits back in the 60s. But he also toured with the Beatles. And, you know, his style actually, his hairstyle, yeah, and some of his clothes, the Beatles may well have copied. It's interesting to hear Chris tell it. And
if you look at the pictures at Chris Montez's picture from 1962 on Google, it's the Beatle haircut.
There you go.
And also, it was kind of a Beach Boy type haircut because all the guys in California were wearing that style. And the Beatles kind of picked up on it and even asked Chris, according to Chris' story, and I believe it, hey, do you mind if we emulated or copied your hairstyle?
He's kind of like Forrest Gump. I mean, that's how Elvis learned how to do the knee trick.
So stay tuned, everybody, to hear this classic interview from Chris Montez.
Thank you very much, folks. You listen to Viva ENT.
Rock on.
Yeah.